What's going on, guys? I want to briefly talk about this flag that was created by Mulatto Genesis. This would be the Mulatto-Namerrique flag, and want to kind of give him praise for his creation. I love this flag. The design is stellar, amazing design, and of course, he went into detailed explanation about the design of this flag. This is on my previous live stream, the Mulatto Ethnogenesis. So take a listen.
First, we're gonna get into the chain, the broken chain. So the broken chain has a few different meanings. Of course, our freedom from what we went through, from what our ancestors went through. You know, like even our European ancestors, it may be different, maybe different. Chattel versus indentured servitude or others that they had, but they both went through certain struggles and their own struggles. So and it's also breaking free from the chains of society that tells us that we can't name ourselves. They always want to impose that. The name mulatto was given to us, so why should we use it? So basically, it's saying that we're breaking that chain. We're breaking the chains of evil, corruption, because all we want as mulattoes is true peace between both races. You don't think we would want both, uh, you know, people we come from, lineages we come from, to get along and to love each other? It may seem impossible, but that should still be our goal, right? Now, onto the book. The book, of course, stands for knowledge, but it also stands for writing our own history and preserving that history. And that's where the quill comes in, right? We're writing our history, we're preserving our history. It's ours. You cannot impinge on that. The sword, it's direct into that. It's saying that we will literally protect that. If we have to do whatever we need to do for the outcome we want, we would do that, right? The crown stands for, of course, our noble lineage as mulattoes, and the fact that we come from royalty on both sides. We have West African royal kingdoms that we descend from, most of us. You can have Central African, whatever, depending where you come from. And then we have our European royal lineages or noble lineages we come from. So it's a crown symbolizing that. We come from royalty on both sides. You can't diminish that, can't demean that. And the colors, now the specific, it's kind of, it might get into scientific things that we don't know for sure. Like, we don't know. The belief is we all come from Africa, but truly we don't know. I believe we do, but we don't know. But the reason why that's first at the top is basically saying that's the root. Africa is our root. We all come from there. That's the night sky. That's the sky above us. That's the motherland. And then the whites in the middle, because it's symbolizing us bringing balance between the black and the white community, right? And being that balance. They might not be able to balance themselves, but we'll help them, right? We have to kind of lead them in the right direction. And then the brown at the bottom symbolizes it's like it's not necessarily the root, but it's like it's like the ground. It's like our base. That's who we are. That's our that's that's like a ochre type of color, like a earth. Like we come from the earth. We come from two different continents. You know what I mean? Like we are true children of this earth and true children of balance, and that's all we want. And that's really what this flag encompasses. It encompasses our story of who we are, where we come from and where we strive to be in the future. Like, we want to create infrastructure. We want to, create lasting change in the world besides just for ourselves. But ourselves come first, because if we can't even worry about ourselves, how can we worry about others?
So that was a very excellent, detailed analysis of his creation, the design of his mulatto flag. And one of the reasons why I really like this flag, and I like the fact that he created it and introduced it to us, is because what it symbolizes is this greater growing consciousness of the younger generation of mulattoes, the future of mulattoes. And that's what I see with this flag, because we do have the traditional mulatto flag that was created by Richard Miller. But Richard Miller, that flag was created 25 years ago. So that kind of represents the old guard of mulattoes. But now we're ushering in, we have this new guard, the younger generation of mulattoes. And that's what I see in this flag. That's what this flag represents. And I love this design, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. This represents the future. Consider becoming a member of our Patreon page, where you'll get access to exclusive content that you will not find anywhere else. Weekly uploads 3 times a week. What do you have to lose? With just the price of a cup of coffee, all of it can be yours today. Support independent mulatto media by becoming a Patreon member today.